Hello everyone, your favorite tennis YouTuber here, and this is my knee. These two white areas here, this is bad. Long story short, I have inflammation and swelling, especially after long matches, which I have quite often, unfortunately. So doctors and physios recommend, apart from the other ways of treatment, to ice my knee for 15-20 minutes a couple of times a day. I personally don't like it due to several reasons. First, it's cold, you know. Second, you need to sit and do nothing for 20 minutes. Third, the procedure itself is far from perfect. If you use ice, it can start leaking, and then you have all this mess with plastic and water. And in Europe, we don't have ice machines in every corner, so many times it's an issue to find an actual ice. And if you use different gels and pads, there is a problem with wrapping your knee perfectly, so it's cooled evenly. And usually you have to put something under these packs to protect your skin and avoid any ice burns. But I have a product here called Cocoons, and they claim they found the solution to all my problems, apart from that cold part. As you can see, it's a knee sleeve, but inside there is some sort of material. Manufacturer says it's specialized antibacterial energy transfer hydrogel that is 100% leak-proof and non-toxic. Feels like silicone, to be honest. And the idea is the same as with all these gel packs. In theory, you just put it in the freezer. Manufacturer recommends at least 2 hours before icing, using their insulated bag. Then you just put them on like this, anywhere you want, in my case it's the knee, and voila, you can walk around and do whatever you want. And you feel very happy and smart about it. But that's theory, let's see in the real life. I've been using these for a month now, and I'm ready to share with you all the pros and cons that I've noticed. Let's start with the pros. Yes. These cocoons are very convenient. You can do whatever you want and they will stay on your knee or other part of your body without much sliding. And in the worst case, you can always easily fix it. The material is flexible and durable, pleasant to touch. Quality looks pretty good as well. I've been using these for months and can't see any signs of wearing out, despite the fact that I was using it without an included insulated bag. I had a feeling that they were getting a bit cooler without it. One cocoon sleeve weighs about 450 grams, and I don't know what you're gonna do with this information. Absolutely no skin burns or anything like that, so they really work as intended. So what's the catch? Well, for me they don't stay cold long enough. After putting them on, they stay cool for about 10 minutes. So if you want those classic 15-20, as most physios and doctors advise, it's not enough. In the defense of Cocoons, I have to mention that they advertise it this way on their website. We intentionally designed Cocoon to only stay cold for the doctor recommended duration of 10-15 minutes, while having the same benefits as cold water therapy. This is to protect your skin from getting damaged by ice burns. I went on the internet to check. Maybe I was wrong about those 15-20 minutes, and it should be 10-15. Which is 10 in this case, to be honest. But all the articles that I found were saying 15-20, sometimes even 30. On top of that, I was a bit shocked. Some articles were even saying that you shouldn't use ice at all, that it actually prevents your injury from healing rather than helping. I went through it and their arguments seemed pretty logical. I was never a big fan of icing myself. I've had knee issues for many years and never had a feeling that icing actually helps. Opposite from cryotherapy chamber, for example. After that, I do feel kinda lighter in some way. These are just subjective statements from my experience, not more than that. Anyway, we are very far from the topic already. I'm not here to support icing or to argue against it. I have neither education or enough knowledge to do that. I ice my knee right now just because nothing really helps anymore, so I just use everything I can find. But let's get back to our cocoons. I think their creators had ice burns on one hand and the time to keep the temperature on the other hand, and they had to make a decision on how to balance these two. They leaned towards the safer one, and I totally get it. I can't judge them for that, especially when you can fix this small issue by buying one more cocoon. So you put 2 cocoons in the freezer, use the first one for 10 minutes, and then change and use the other one for another 10 minutes. That's the way I've been using them actually, and everything worked just great. It's that simple. Problem solved. But not completely. The price. One piece costs 40 euros, or you can get 2 for 72 euros. And I definitely recommend buying at least 2 of these. Is it too expensive? Would I pay my money for it? I don't know. I got this for free, so it's totally up to you. Maybe you're a billionaire.
I just count money, that's all I do. I count my millions.
If I have any billionaires in my subscribers, leave a comment below. Important thing to mention, you definitely need a breather. The typical minibar refrigerator at the hotel room doesn't work. I've tried. And one more thing, if you want hot therapy instead of cold, you can put these Cocoons into the microwave. Manufacturer says for 1 minute, but I've never tried.